Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Darkfall video. So today we're going to be looking at Blender 2.9 for scripting. So 2.9 dropped a little while ago, maybe you already seen this. If not, go ahead and download it. There will be a link in the description which will take you to the download page. Go ahead and choose which version you want to download and get that downloaded. In this video we're going to be looking at Blender for scripting. So there's a few new things and some things I want to talk about, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. So things look pretty much the same depending on what version you've been using before this. Let's change this to the Scripting Workspace. So off the bat it looks pretty normal. Let me just make a bit of space over here. So one of the new things that they've done is improve this info section here, so when we do something we can see now it's very clear, and it also has a little icon. So we can see we can differentiate between the lines of code, which is a lot nicer than it was before. Another thing that's changed, if we press Ctrl T, it's no longer on the left, it's on the right. Not sure why they did that, but it's on the right side now. And again, it's a little bit updated, it looks a little bit better. Though some of you may wonder where is the highlight option. If you remember, when we moved to a different line, you can highlight that line. And it used to be an option down here, but if we go to View, then go to Highlight Line, and there we go. So again, I'm not sure why they moved that one option over here, but there's probably a reason. Who am I to question it? Now, since I've just downloaded this, I don't have the developer's icon add-on here, so let's go ahead and do that. We scroll back through here, go to Edit, down to Preferences, then go to Add-ons, and if we type Icon, we've got this Development Icon Viewer. Go ahead and check this. Now we can see we have this panel over here. So if we switch the panel, open up the icon viewer, we've got a whole bunch of icons that we can use. Same as we did last time, just make sure you go ahead and activate that. Also, while we're activating things, if we can see right now we don't have any Python tooltips. It just brings up a normal tooltip. So let's go back to Edit, Preferences, then to Interface. And then we can see down here we have the Python tooltips. Go ahead and check this. Now when we hover over, we can see the Python tooltip. And then finally, while we're here, we also want to make sure we check Developer Extras, because it gives us a whole bunch of tools that we didn't normally have. For example, if we just close this down. And one thing that I use a lot is Edit Source. So if I press N, say for example I want to know how this works, I just hover over here, then bring up the search menu. So for me I press spacebar, but for you it may be F3. Bring up this and then type Edit Source, but by default it's not there. So again, go back to the preferences, make sure you check this. So again, let's go to one of these add-ons here, let's select a button, press F3 or spacebar depending on your key configuration. We can type Edit Source, and there we go, it brings up the script. I'm just close this panel here. Then we can see it takes us to the section of the script with where this button was. And you can do that with pretty much anything. So again, let's go over here, type Edit Source, and it does the same thing. Get rid of these. So as we can see, some things have changed on the layout, but there's a whole bunch of other things that have changed as well. So for example, if we go to the shader library, we can see we have all these materials that work, they're fine. But if we go down to stylized, we can see it's not displaying anything. And that's down to one of the changes. And if you guys are interested, I'll make a video showing the error code and how we can fix that. So we will be fixing this in a different video, but for now I just want to show you one more thing that I've noticed that's changed, and that's some of the nodes. So I'm going to click this and change this to the shader editor. So as I mentioned, some of the nodes have changed, and it could affect your scripts depending on what's plugged in and what positions some of the options are. So let me just show you what I mean. If I Shift A, go to Texture, and add in a noise texture. Now you might not notice, but there are a few differences on here already. We can see the color and the factor have swapped places. So any of our old scripts that were like this are now incorrect. We obviously can't use that. We need to change it, get rid of this connection, and make sure it's now output 1. Remember, this is 0 and this is 1. And then we also have some changes here. We have this this option here. The scale and the detail, that's the same as the old version, but the roughness has now been added, and the distortion has been moved down one spot. And if you want, if you go to the blog, you can check out an image comparing both of these two nodes. So it's a good idea to go through your add-ons and make sure they all still work, make sure all the options and functions still work as they should. If they don't, you need to go through and make sure you make the adjustments. So I will be making a list of all of the changes that I find, and I'll be listing them on the blog. If you guys find any more things that have changed, make sure you let us know in the comments below and we'll add it to the list. From now on we will be scripting in 2.9, so hopefully you guys will update as well. So there will be some differences across the different versions of Blender, so hopefully you guys keep that in mind. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.